Hey everyone, and welcome to another Feral slash Balance video. Today I want to help you guys with the Dinar system, knowing what to buy if you're looking to play Feral or Balance or both, like I am. And I'm going to help you make some informed decisions of how you can use your personal situation to inform your decision on what to buy. And I do believe it's very individual, depending on your conditions, it's going to affect what you have available and what you ultimately should be looking to prioritize. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to very quickly just talk to you guys about what the Dinar system is, because there's a lot of things coming in this 0.5 patch where we're getting Corruption Enchants, which release next week. We're getting this additional upgrades on all of our gear, Valor Stones being an account-wide, Crest being removed, or the cap being removed. Now we've got this Dinar system. What the hell is going on? So let's just talk about that very briefly. Here in Donegal, right here next to the vault, outside, there's this little wanted poster with a sign that gives you your quest. It's going to tell you to kill 4 raid bosses on any difficulty, or do 4 mythic dungeons on any difficulty. So you could just spam some +2s if you wanted to. Then you turn in that quest to this lady here, and then you have the full vendor available to you to buy any items from any trinkets, key items like Jasta Diamond or weapons from the raid and from Mythic Plus. You can't buy Mythic Plus weapons, unfortunately, but you can buy all the Mythic Plus trinkets. You can get access to the heroic version and the mythic version. However, there are some caveats for this. So you need to have killed in order to. And if you want the heroic loot, you use freebies. You can get any other heroic loot no matter what your conditions. For the mythic loot, you have to specifically have killed that boss on mythic. So for example, I've killed every boss except for Rick, Reverb, and Gallywix. So I actually can't buy Rick's loot. Not that I want it anyway, but I don't have access to it. I also don't have access to Gallywix's mythic loot. However, I have access to their heroic loot. So keep that in mind. In terms of the Mythic Plus loot, you have to do every key, I believe, at a +12 or higher. So if you want the Mythic Plus trinkets, jumping into Mythic Plus. So those are the caveats to this system. Now in terms of how much gear you can buy and how often, so you get 3 dinars instantly. And then over the next few weeks, you're going to get 1 per week, I believe, for 3 weeks. So in 3 weeks' time, you're going to be able to buy your next piece. And then 3 weeks after that, you'll be able to buy your next piece. So you can have a total of 3 items from this Dinar system, and you can spend them however you like. And obviously, this is per character. So that's the system. That's how it's going to work. That's all the caveats. So then, what should you buy if you're playing Feral? I'll talk about balance afterwards, and then I'll talk about what if you're looking to play both. So for Feral specifically, it's going to come down to your own individual preferences and how you're looking to play. So if you're only considering Feral, then what you want to prioritize is weapon is the #1 thing, trinkets, and then Jasta Diamond, right? Jasta Diamond is incredibly strong. If you can get a mythic version of it, it might even be the best option that you can take. But weapon is really important. Obviously, you would like to grab best in slots. Now you could be wondering, okay, so well, why didn't you grab best in slots? That is because I have a very strong signet on mythic, and I have a mythic weapon, which is also very strong, and I believe that I will get best in slots when it drops very soon. So I might even be the next person in line to kill One-Arm Bandit, to get this if it drops on One-Arm Bandit. So that's why I haven't bought it yet, because I'm just going to get it natural. And that's what I'm expecting. So, that's the priority, though. If you can get Mythic Best in slots, definitely grab that. It's a bit finicky, though, because then you're getting an on-use weapon and an on-use trinket with Signet. I think it still sims to, to do Best in slots in House of Cards or Best in slots and Signet, but I don't know. I personally don't really like that. I think that's more of a raid side build. In terms of Mythic Plus, maybe you'd have to drop down to 2 passive trinkets and then just use best in slots. I'm gonna figure that one out personally of what I opt to do there. But what I ended up choosing was Pacemaker, because that's gonna affect my vaults specifically, because I'm looking to play Feral and Balance. But Pacemaker is a really solid option if you don't think you're gonna get it in your vault for a little while. I mean, it's RNG, right? I also haven't killed Gallywix yet, so I thought, right, let me get some instant power now with Pacemaker, and then by the time I kill Gallywix, I'll have another Dinar or whatever, and I can get it then. So these are the kind of decisions I was making. I think Eye of Kazan is kind of bait. I think it's sim bait. It sims really well, but fights have to last a long time, and you can't really use it in Mythic Plus. So I think Eye of Kazan is kind of bait. All these raid bosses are going to start dying rapidly. We're gaining so much gear, so much power. These bosses are going to get quicker and quicker and quicker. Eye of Kazan, I think, is bait. I personally would not recommend it for anybody. Gas the Diamond, if you can grab it, definitely do. And then it comes down to like grabbing best in slots and then Mythic Plus trinkets with Signet or Pacemaker. I honestly don't think it matters too much whether you grab Pacemaker or Signet. If you're purely just playing Feral, both will hopefully eventually come up in your vault. Now, if you're not raiding Mythic, then just buy some of these things on Heroic version. Would be my best advice, or buy Mythic, I think buy Mythic trinkets and then maybe Pug Heroic raid or something like that. In terms of what you should do if you're playing just balance and you just care about balance, then Jasta Diamond again is like the #1 pick. It's really good, but it's also super in demand from everybody in the raid. So like this is what you're gonna consider, not just what you want, but what everybody else in your guild wants. You could like hedge your bets and be like, right, well most of my guildies are gonna buy Jasta Diamond, so then when it drops off the boss, I'll just get it from the boss. So you could kind of like try and game it and just be like, well, I'll get it from the boss when my guild kill it, because nobody else is going to need it. And then I'll like save my dinars for like other items that maybe are like more in demand or something. I don't know. But I think generally for Balance Druid, you want Jasta Diamond, you want Best in Slots, House of Cards, and Mugs Moxie Jug. Those are like the 4 things you really want. Now, it will depend again on if you're raiding Mythic or not. If you're raiding Mythic, then maybe just hang off and wait to grab these items. Best in Slots is going to be quite high in demand because it switches Agility, Strength, and Intellect. So it's in demand for a lot of different specs. Same with House of Cards. Mugs Moxie Jug is just Intellect users. It's just casters. So it's actually less in demand, I would say. And it's more likely to drop than House of Cards and Best in Slots. Well, Best in Slots is a unique item, so it's a rare item. That's even less likely. I think House of Cards might even be a rare item as well. I don't know. But these are gonna be very in demand. So maybe you grab one of these in demand items and then just loot Moxie Jug when you kill the boss and like just hope that you can outcompete people for it. So that's probably what I would do. I'd probably look, if I was balanced, to pick up Best in Slots, House of Cards, and Jasta Diamond, and then just naturally loot mugs from the raid when it drops, or you get it in your vault. That's what I personally would probably recommend for Balance Druid. Now, if you're looking to play both, this is where things get a little bit interesting. So I personally am looking to play both Balance and Feral. So what I did is I optimized for my Feral first, but I made some sort of intelligent decisions in order to, like, also optimize for my balance. So let me just talk about it. Right. So my Balance Druid has a crafted weapon at a high level, 675. I'll upgrade that soon. And then my Feral has a high mythic weapon. So I'm not actually going to grab Best in Slots yet. I'm going to hold off on that. I have a high level Signet, or a mythic Signet, and I already have a Jasta Diamond on Heroic. I actually can't buy Jasta Diamond mythic. So I'm like, right, let me not bother with that yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a mythic Pacemaker. Because what that's going to allow me to do is open... I now don't need any vault loot on Feral specifically. I can set my loot preference to balance now for the rest of the patch and know that I'm going to eventually fish for Mugs Moxie Jug, House of Cards, and Best in Slots just like as balance, and Jasta Diamond Mythic, all with balance. So there's nothing that I specifically need from Feral. So I bought my Pacemaker, and then now I can just focus, because when you're trying to play for both, you're trying to like open your vault and you go, ah, should I open it balance, should I open it Feral? And it's kind of a tricky one because you want different things from each. So that's what I did. I bought Pacemaker, now I can over everything as balance. The next thing I'm probably going to do is either grab... It's probably going to be Best in Slots I'm hoping is going to just drop naturally, and my guild's going to give it to me, because I hopefully am like next in line. So I'm just going to get that naturally. I also don't want to have to deal with my Feral having an on-use weapon and a 2-minute on-use trinket. Like, that just is clunky to me. I don't really want to play double on-use. I think it's optimal in, like, Raid, where you can play, like, you can do, like, sort of small cooldowns with it. So, say, like, a Feral Frenzy Tiger Fury window with Signet. And then you can say Best in Slots for your big, like, Berserk Convoke. For Balance Druid, though, you definitely want Best in Slots and House of Cards. So eventually you want to get those because you can use double on use with Balance. So I'm figuring that one out personally. I'm going to think on it. But yeah, if you can grab Best in Slots, eventually you're going to want House of Cards to replace Signet for your Balance. And then Mug's Moxie Jug. So that's what I would... Oh, and you actually do want House of Cards with a double on use. So you want Best in Slots and House of Cards for Feral eventually anyway. So House of Cards isn't a bad option, because like if you're using double on use for Feral, then you'd get your 1 minute 30 for Feral Frenzy. So you can line up both of that. Like, you'll have your Trinket for every, what, I guess like first use and every third use. And then... yeah, so that's my plan. I'm going to hopefully loot Mug's Moxie Jug from, like, the vault or something. I might have to naturally buy that. Like, I'm probably going to go my next Dinar on Jasta Diamond, and then the other one on Mug's Moxie Jug. I can naturally loot Best in Slots and House of Cards from Raid, but Mug's is going to be hard to compete because Feral is my main spec, so my guild's never going to give that to me. And then Jasta Diamond is going to be super in demand. So that's kind of, like, the thought process. That's what to think about with these things. Obviously, sim everything, like, always sim, sure. There's also some like Wowhead like suggestions, but I like to talk about sort of like the things that you should be thinking about, how it's going to be specific to you as a person. You might be playing Feral and Guardian or Balance and Resto or something. Just keep these things in mind, keep these factors in mind when you're making these decisions, and think about whether or not you're Mythic raiding or not, or if you're doing high enough keys or not, and that's going to inform whether or not you should pick Mythic or Heroic loot. And yeah, that's everything from me, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful, and I'll see you again in the next one.